Now when the night time comes and your work day is done.
Hello again, Paul again. Today I am going to tinker on another bike other than my BMW. What it is here I will show you in a second, but first of all I want to tell you it's my pride and glory. I rode it in the rain a couple of days ago. It has a minor problem with fuel, I guess. Could be ignition as well, but I don't doubt it. Fuel is my first suspect. I think the left carburetor is sometimes giving fuel and sometimes it isn't. So I expect dirt. That might mean I'm going to check the carburetor first, then the fuel lines, and I hope there's not too much dirt in the tank. But I will show you the bike in a second. First, I'm gonna put this mirror here a bit to this side, so you know me, I will walk against it every 2 seconds. So let's do this. Range 14. It's easy. You might know that some bikes have different threads on the mirrors. Some have left on the left mirrors and right on the right mirrors, so you might think of that one. It's out of the way, I'm gonna get the bike up. Slowly revealing my pride and glory. This, people, is my 1980s Moto Guzzi SP. As you see, SP is not Spada anymore. I did some work on it. It's like it's a work in progress. It's in my possession for almost 20 years. I made lots of long travels with it. You can see stuff about those travels on my Patreon channel, Paul Halt Verhaal, by the way. So, and there's more on this bike of how it's got the way it got this way on patreon.com, Paul Wekers. Just check it out, you might like it. For all you Guzzi lovers and travel lovers as well, check it out, it's a good site. So quick run around, very quick run around, because I want to address the problem with my fuel. It's dirty fuel in the tank, I guess. Dirty fuel in the fuel lines, might be, but I'm pretty sure I've got a dirty carburetor, so I'm gonna take that one first off. But before that, a quick run around. Thing you might have noticed is the headlight. I'll get back to that later. No, well, why don't I? I mean, I made it myself. It's a complete unit, so it's not just bolt-on with struts. It covers the complete triple tree, and it's like 30-something centimeters, so it's a real big one, and I really love it. I mean, look at it shine. Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that lovely? I really do love it. It gives a shitload of light, so yeah, it's good. The front suspension, outer legs are California 2. Inner legs are 38 millimeters Le Mans kind of ones. So yeah, and the inside it has progressive springs, so it does the job quite well. California 2 mud guards, California 2 crash bars front and back, aluminum alternator cover because I don't want to catch rocks on that plasticky thing. Yes, I'm standing in front of the bike. Yes, this left side, this is the side I'm going to address. These valve covers are V7 era. They're like somewhere mid-70s, and I cut off some cooling fins just because I like the smooth edge of it. Crash bars made myself, just cut it out with a saw, aluminium, and just made it fit. Then we come to the problem issue. It's, I guess, the carburetor. As you might see, it's not the original carburetor. It's a PHPB 30 carburetor Dell'Orto. These bad boys used to be on there. I mean, but they're like real gas guzzlers, and these are flat slides with an acceleration pump. These are not flat slides, but the jetting and the needle is completely redone, and the exact formula is done by a friend of mine, an older guy who like sweats gasoline and drinks oil. I know what the setting is, but he told me if I would tell you, he would kill me. Then you might have seen the saddle. It's not even Guzzi. It's from an end 60s Harley Davidson. I think it's a Sporty or an XL 1000. Not sure, but I bought it on eBay for close to nothing. These are nice as well. I'll give you a closer shot of that. So this is what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to get the carburettor off and drain it and clean it and see what's inside of it. So hang on there. The easiest way is just to undo this big rubber manifold and pop it off, or just twist it a bit, get the top end off of the carburettor and the slide out, so I don't have to remove the cables and stuff. So I'm going to work on it. That means I need a flat screwdriver, a flathead. Popping this thing out and put it somewhere it doesn't fall off. You have to be careful not to damage stuff here, because it's easily damageable. I get the fuel splitter off and I leave it hanging here as well. And there you go. Here's the carburettor. Put it on the table. I've got the carburettor here on the table. There's the thingy. I'm gonna drain this, but I don't want to spoil any too much fuel. Plus I want to check how the fuel looks, and as I see, well, here's the fuel filter, it doesn't look that bad, so, well, the whole carburettor doesn't seem too bad, so, but I'm gonna drain it. And before that, I'm gonna filter it as well. I need a little jar, and this is maybe a funny trick. Don't use them twice. I put a coffee filter on it, just so I can see how many dirt is in there. Looks completely pristine. Well, in here is the main jet. I'm gonna check that one as well. I have a clean piece of cloth here on the table, just so well, I don't spoil too much gasoline. I separate it. The bowl, it looks completely pristine. I don't think, seeing this, the problem is in the carburettor. Don't think at all. Well, this is completely pristine, clean. Can you see me blink? Here it is, clean as a whistle. So I'm gonna put that back because I don't think that was the problem. Just for fun. Look at the difference between this one, that's the original one, and this one. This one is the gas guzzler. This has a way more fuel efficient drive. As it looks now, the carburettor isn't, I took the hoses off as well, but as it's for now, I don't think this one is the culprit. I think we've got some bad gasoline or a cluttered filter in the fuel tap. So I have to drain the tank and take a look at it. For draining the tank, I'm going to lower the table a bit and get it off. I already got the hose off on the other side and put it back in the carburettor, as you might have noticed. It's fairly easy. This tank just lies on top of it. In this case, the saddle keeps it a bit in place. The fucked up thing is, there's a shitload of fuel in it already. So the tank is on the table and I'm gonna drain it. Well, taking the fuel out can be tricky. Don't smoke while you're doing it. The fumes might explode your garage. As you see, I turned the gas tank 90 degrees, so the fuel taps are hanging over my workbench. I got a jerry can here handy. I got another one in case this fills up too quickly. I'm gonna connect some fuel hose to the taps. Yep, fuel is flowing. By the way, this is not an original Spada tank. I will show you later because now it's still running more and more empty. But there's another bolt here, another hole. It's meant for the gas indicator, how much gas is still in the tank. The gas gauge. Is it a gauge? It's an indicator, I don't know what. But since the Spada doesn't have a gauge for that, I just left it out. Well, it looks like it's empty, wasn't it? Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm overflowing now. Hop, hop, close. See, that's what happens when you're not watching what you're doing. This one's so full. It's overfilled. Normally a jerry can you only have to fill for 80 to 90%. I mean 80, it's somewhere written on it. For the expansion of air that's also in it, or the expansion of the fluid when it warms up, so the can won't burst. But we're in a controlled, as I said, a semi-controlled environment here. Yeah, the petcocks are dry. All the fuel is here. So I can get this one off. Yes, it's a 19, it comes off easy. Oh yeah, I think I found something. Well, I'm gonna put this aside. Yeah, put the lid on just in case. Just got off the left petcock, and as you might see here, it's a dirt bag. Yeah. So where it comes from, I don't know. But I don't know, what is it? What is it? Is that shards of paint and dust that I collected while spray gunning it? At least I'm gonna take it apart right now. So put off the front. I'm happy to find a problem, but it's not really. This is the. I mean, when your petcock is clogged with dirt, the dirt comes from somewhere, and it might be dirty gasoline. Well, it looks clean. This is all clean. Well, not really. I'll clean it off a little bit more. This is the spring ring. See, this ring is well. This ring is a bit wobbly, and that means to be that it should press. With this ring, it should press this against in this chamber here. So I'm going to look if I can clean this one way or another. I don't know. Yeah, here it comes off. Ooh. That collected a shitload of shit. See, when spraying brake cleaner through these holes, I mean, normally the gasoline comes in here, and then the fuel level drops and drops and drops and drops and drops, and then you run out of gas, you think, and then there's reserve. And the reserve, when the fuel level is here, the reserve kicks in. It doesn't go automatically, it's a switch on the petcock. I mean, as we saw blowing brake cleaner to this hole, it got out here. That means the fuel comes out in, comes in this area, and with this selector, you might see that, you connect this hole with this hole so the fuel comes out. If the fuel level is below this, you just switch the selector and you connect that hole with this hole, and here another opening opens and the fuel gets out, but then you have a bypass on the filter, so you collect every debris that's underneath in the tank. So I'm cleaning this one out. Having compressed air in your shop is always handy, so yeah. So let's build it back together and hope we don't have any problems, and then we do the other one. You know what? Have you seen those hands? Have you seen those hands? And then you've seen those eeny meeny tiny little screws? Well, you know, don't like, I should have built caterpillars or Peterbilt trucks or I don't know what, something with big bolts, not little screws. I'm not a good watchmaker. Rebuilding those tells me I have an issue in my gas tank, so I should rinse my gas tank and give it a good cleanup, because there's a lot of shit in my gas tank. That's what I saw for now, so we'll see what this brings me. Are they mirror-wise? Yes, they are mirror-wise. So what do you want? I mean, off is like this. This is reserve. This is... So yeah, that's how I'm gonna mount them. This one to the right, this one to the left.
It's gonna be a bash like there's never been. Just turn on the juice and plug me in.
Just turn them till they meet. That's the trick. So, having seen how dirty this thing is, well, how dirty the gas taps were, the filters in the gas taps, I suspect there's more shit in the tank itself. I can see it with a lamp, but there's still a bit of fuel in it, so I dove real deep in my garage and I found like 2 cans empty again. So I have to drain it completely, and I'm gonna flush the tank with vinegar, and an old recipe I saw on the internet, and I hope that will do the trick. The last bits of gas are going out of the tank. I can still inspect if I have made a good seal here so that the faucets don't drip or leak, but they seem to be gas tight, so that's something I really like. I see air bubbles, so that means the tank is as good as empty. This tank has something special. It comes from a G5 or a convert, I don't know. It's not a Spadas tank, so, but there's a drain plug here, but it's not a drain plug. This is a plug that plugs off the hole that's made for the fuel gauge, but I'm going to use it for leaving out the fuels of the fluids I'm going to put in to clean the tank. Having said that, this plug is made by a club member and it's machined, so well, it's like pristine, perfect. It was a bit sweaty in the beginning, but I used the wrong the wrong fiber ring for it. What I'm gonna do now, and that's something, a trick I got from the interwebs, some people used vinegars and bolts and rattling it around, letting it sit for an hour, rattling it around, let it sit, have good results with de-roasting it. Some people use vinegar and then rinse it with water and baking powder, baking soda. I could do that, but the results might be the same, and since my tank is not that rusted, I'm just keep it with the vinegar and the bolts, and afterwards I will let the tank dry, but I will seal it with not a tank sealer. I have very bad results had with bad experiences with tank sealants. No, I will just pour in a liter or so of lamp oil. It's like kerosene, that's a bit greasy. Just rinse the tank with that, so there's a little clear coat of lamp oil or kerosene sitting everywhere, and then I'll fill up the tank again so water does not get a chance to rust it again. I went to the Home Depot store. Well, they didn't got jerry cans, so I got me a couple of Crystal Power Cleaner, naturally vinegar. Okay, don't use the expensive vinegar that's made for cooking, because that will bust a hole in your budget. So yeah, here we go. As a sport, this is really heavy. Gonna let this sit and just do the chemicals, let them do their job. While the tank sits and the liquids do their thing, the vinegar should be getting rid of all the rust in the tank. It sits over there. I will get the bike up again and reinstall the carburetor, so when the tank is done, well, we should be good to go. Oh, by the way, for those who might not know, in the third weekend of June there's a little rally called the Guzzi Rumble. It's the international Moto Guzzi rally of the Dutch Moto Guzzi Club. It's international, and that means everybody is welcome, for all nationalities. If you don't have a Guzzi, never mind, just come. Oh yeah, the poster is from 2022, it's 2024 now, so the 21st, 22nd and 23rd of June 2024, the rally this year is. I'm speaking 2024, be there or be square. Well, here we are again. This is just again one part of the carburetor. This is the slide. I'm going to put the slide in and put the whole carburetor back in here. Get a few lines in the proper direction, and as said, in the meanwhile the tank sits and we might give it a shake sometimes and continue. First I'm gonna get this out of the way, put it here, prise the carburetor back on. Don't forget the clamp ring. This might go, it's very tight and it might go not that easy. Warming it up is a good thing to go. That slide has a groove, and that groove falls into a little notch that's in the barrel. So it's on this side. Yep, it's in. You might see stuff on this bike like, why are there not why is there not the original intake here? Why is there this grommet here, of this manifold here? If you have questions, just ask them in the comments and I'll try to answer them, no problem. As I said, I'm not a mechanic, by the way. I do stuff for fun, but I happen to know quite a few things about Moto Guzzis, and especially this one. That one's on. I'm gonna put the fuel line on the other carburettor on the other side. As you see, I'm still doing the shake. And now I'm gonna drain the tank. It's set for a couple of hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours. That might not be enough, but for now, I hope it is enough. So the tank wasn't severely polluted. So I'm gonna drain it and let's see what we got. Here we go. I found out that most of the bolts are magnetic. So I'm gonna do some serious fishing here. Well, I've got this magnetic light, but my stainless steel is not magnetic, so my bolts are. And I've got this rod which is threaded, so I'm fishing now for the last, well, I counted 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna blow some compressed air through it, and then I'm gonna line it with some kerosene and flush that again. We set the tank to dry for a while, and we're gonna put it back on the bike and top it off with fuel immediately so rust doesn't get a second chance. And hope that will make it all right. So put the bike down and get going. Well, let's guzzle some gas in there and hope that it turns out well. I'm not going to fill it up immediately completely. That would be stupid. But and my paint job does not like gasoline. No. For once, put it on reserve. Look if nothing is leaking. Choke lever on. Choke lever on. Did I hear it flap back? Yes, it flipped back. Everything works. Look at that headlight. Ain't that beautiful? And here we go. Ain't that sweet? Choke off. Whoa. Gets smelly in here. Yep. So that's it for today. I would love to take it for a test ride, but it's raining outside. I'm going to top it off with gas, put this mirror straight again, clean up the workshop a bit, and I'll see you the next time. Yes, thank you for watching.